Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to Multifamily Live. I am so excited for you to be here. Thank you so much for listening in. Today is Multifamily Fridays, Foundational Fridays, and I have a very special guest with me, Christiane Silveira. Christiane is part of the Figure Multifamily Mastermind. And I want her to tell her story of how she came into real estate, how we met, and her journey thus far, because she is going to help us lay a foundation for you, a path that you might be able to take. So Christiane, welcome to the show.
Hi guys. Pili, thank you so much. So much gratitude to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. But I met Pili, and my journey had just taken a new toll. I'll say it that way. We were in a mastermind together, Better Life with Brenda Turner, and we were there in the same pod with another two ladies. And I was in a time of my life that I really wanted to. I've been investing in real estate. I had a small business. I had my, successes, my wins through my life. But I felt that I needed more. I felt like I could there's something inside me that said, I need to go in there and do more things. And then I started my journey. I started buying books, going YouTubes and all of that. And I didn't see that really taking off the way that I wanted. So the first time ever I joined a mastermind, like, what is this? It has to do with goal settings. And, I felt I was a really good person at doing, making my goals. But when I started the mastermind, it was not only the mastermind itself, but it was the community, was these ladies that were there doing things, and it inspired me so much. And I'm like, wow, and getting all the support. So that's how I met Pili. And I remember, now looking back and see my growth from this past January to now September. And I'm like, wow, I was so glad to be in that group of women and really doing things and help me out so much. So here I am, I'm still on my journey. I'm still scared of everything, but I'm taking those steps. So it's been great.
You just dropped a truth bomb, and I don't think you understand how big this is, because so often we don't admit to ourselves when we're scared. And you just said, I am scared of everything. I want you to dig into that, because that's very foundational in everything we do every single day. Dig into that and let us know when do you step over your fear, and how do you do that?
Yes, for me, I'm very open about myself. I've always been that kind of person. But for me, when I really started to get to do things, new things in my life, because, you could look back and say, hey, no, you're good. You have two healthy kids, a nice house, good neighborhood. I'm like, but I know I can do more. Not do more for myself, but I can help other people. I can help other women. So I knew that about me. So I wanted to do it, but the fear was there with me. And I'm gonna try to focus on answer the question, but it's the imposter syndrome. Like, who do you think you are? I remember my first Zoom call with Better Life with you guys, Pili, and the other girls on our pod. It was only 4 girls. I was so nervous. Like, I remember talking. I was so fast, and I was like, what are you doing there? You have accent. You're different. You this. You were that. Like, all of those things, and it's not even rational, right? Because it's just I've been doing things that have already proved to me, like, you've done things, you accomplished things, right? So it's just like it's so irrational. But the fear, when I met you, being the Zoom camera, and I remember we talking about being podcast and getting out there. I mean, this lady Pili here, she was like, you gotta get out there. You gotta go meet other people. You gotta see different rooms, talk with different people, and see how much it's possible. So, and I start to learning. I start to see people like Pili, my neighbor, or all as teachers, right? Even the people that are like, I don't really look up to them, but they have something to teach. But with Pili, it was like going to those things with all your experiences that you have. You like go to conferences. That's what I start doing. And I'm like, I'm not exactly I know what I'm going to be doing there. I don't know how to network. I didn't know how to network. I'm still trying to get to know all of those, incredible things. But one thing for me, like it's waking up, having my goals, and seeing, looking back a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month prior, and see, wow, I was so afraid of doing that. Now look at me. And then I was traveling by myself. I usually travel by myself, but I was traveling by myself for business with a lot of other people, and getting to a room and have to say, hi, my name is so and so, this is what I do. And it's like and then I was so afraid, but once you go through that and you look back, it's wonderful. And then time goes, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to get on the camera. I need to go be on Instagram. People need to know what I do. So I start doing that, and I was scared. I'm still scared. I mean, it doesn't go away. It gets easier, but it's not that simple. But that's where the fear for me, and this year in my life, I think the most important for me, like I dream of this identity, this Christianity that I want to be. Because, Pili, as you know, we all change. I'm not the same Christianity I was in my 20s. I'm not the same one I was in my 30s. Today, I'm my 40s. There's one identity of Christian that I wanna achieve. And if I don't wake up and be on that identity and act like that person, have goals, like that person, how I'm gonna get there? Even though I'm comfortable, right? My comfortable zone is like, hey, where are you going? You're going too fast. But I'm like, no, I gotta honor that person, that woman, that identity. So that's what I have been doing. It's not easy, but it feels great.
I love everything that you have unpacked for us because you have just taken us on a journey from when you started, when I met you at the Better Life. It's the Better Life community from Brandon Turner. We met each other there. I was also looking for something different. I was looking for a mastermind or a upper level something that I could surround myself with like-minded women, and I got exactly that when I joined Brandon Turner's Better Life. And we got to talking, and we got to knowing each other, and we discovered what each other needed, and we were able to uplift each other. And the Christiane I remember meeting then, and the Christiane that you are now, you're not different. You're just more.
Yeah.
So I want you to explain, because I wrote this down, the identity dream. I love those two words together. This identity that you are looking towards, for yourself. What does she look like?
So, she's inside me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember our meetings and we talk, and I'm like, I used to tell you, Pili, I have something here, like it needs to come out. Is that power? Is that power that we sometimes in life, because you're busy having kids or you're busy doing something else, and there was a time for me. They're like, you need to tap into that power. You need to go out there and do what you need to do. So I start saying, does that person needs? It's inside me. What do I need to do to have that side of me come out and not be scared, right? And then I thought, okay, let's do small steps. Let's have little goals and get into to be able to see that person slowly come out and slowly being able to go into this world and really experience without being too afraid. And for me, I think everybody, like for me, it was very important for me to have my whys. So it's like, why am I doing all of this? First of all, I'm getting to do what I wanted to do, and what I have been scared, or I wasn't really tapped into that my power. And I'm like, now I wanted to do it. It felt really, really big for me. I needed to do it, and I needed to do it now. and there was some things that I wanted to do. Like I see myself in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I wanna do more. I want to travel more. I want to be able to help other people, especially like women. For me, it goes very close to my heart. I tell everybody, God did not give me a girl. I have two boys, which I'm so happy. But maybe this is the opportunity that I have here to touch other women, because and I tell you, Pili, like every room that I go to, every convention, like I'm always looking to see if there's people like me, right? Like I want to see women, I want to see immigrants, I want to see, all different colors, ages. And a lot of rooms that I have been to, sometimes it's, like it's the way it is. Sometimes it's stiff. People don't really look at you. They don't want to teach you anything. They kind of feel like they've been there, you're down here. There's none of that. So when you go into rooms like the Seven Figure Multifamily, it's amazing. You go in there, you feel like you're part of that community. People talk to you. You feel so much more welcome. So those are the places that I want to be. Not want to be, but I want to build more of those rooms.
That
So
is
yeah.
amazing. That you want to build those rooms, that you want to be in rooms like Seven Figure Multifamily, like Multifamily Live, that's inclusive, that you can build, that you can feel the love, that you can feel the aloha, that you can build upon that. So I want to talk about that building, because a lot of what you discussed before had to do with mentorship. You started off with Better Life, you started going to conferences, and then you got into Seven Figure Multifamily, and now you are already taking the next step in your journey. Because the best way to learn something, I believe, and let me know if you agree, is to start to teach it.
Yes.
So how are you? Let's look into the future for you. How are you going to take everything you've learned in the last year? Because you already said before you started with the masterminds, you were already investing. So you were already a real estate investor. You were already a businesswoman. You had a small business or have a small business, and you just needed more. So you already had all this energy, all this education, and then you took it and you put a fire to it, and now you are exploding. So what is the future for Christiane?
Yeah. So when I first, created that identity, I wanted somebody to look up to me. I want to be able to help. I always thought, and I know we've talked about it too in our group meetings, but like if you are two steps of somebody, you can help that person that doesn't know. Like you got here, you can help her go to climb those two steps. So I thought maybe, I don't have anything to give. I don't have anything to teach, but that's not true. It only came for me to realize that the power of you being able to do that when I started going to conferences. And I felt like when I was there was people that were teaching me, like they were above me, and they were like, hey, this is how you do it. Hey, if you need something, just let me know, call me. So there's a big community of people like you. They've been doing a little bit more than you, and you feel, first of all, like, wow, this is possible. I think that's the most important thing. Like you walk into a room, people that are doing, women that are doing, and you see people like you, and like they are doing great things, and they are all there trying to teach you too. So like when you get to the right tribe, when you find a community that really are there to teach, that's the best thing. So that's for me, like, well, I can take what I've got so far, and I can teach people that are not there yet. So, today we've been, like we live in Atlanta, as you know. I have my business partner, husband, we're partners in life. And we've started real estate meetups in Atlanta. So, and I really wanted to have those meetups. We are fortunate enough that we have a restaurant, so we can get people there, close it out for a few hours. But this is our fourth or fifth meeting that's going to happen in September. But I'm there, and I welcome everybody that comes to that door. I say, hi, this is my name. And then I introduce that person, and like, oh, you need this. So you got to talk to that person. Hey, let me introduce you. What do you do? What you want to learn? And that's what I learned too by coming to the multifamily life. I remember I told you about that girl Megan that works for you guys. She was so amazing because I was there too. And like as you know, like networking, you learn as you go. It's not that something that you like, oh, okay, I got to network and like get everybody's phone number, everybody. It's not about that. It's about getting to know somebody. What do you need? How can I help? Tell her my challenges with my business, right? Because people don't think like real estate is a business too. It's not like it's another small business, and getting to that community and help other people. So that's what I have been doing here in Atlanta. I'm really trying to get my podcast going and getting to the more videos on Instagram and talk with a lot of people as possible and help a lot of people out. For with what I can and what I know from my experience. So it's been great. It's been great. I wonder, what's gonna happen in the future, but so far I'm very happy.
I want to go over that. I want to go over that with my audience really quick. So you remember when we first started the podcast, Christiane talked about always being scared and that she's always scared. But does this sound like a scared woman to you? Absolutely not, because she went from thinking and having the mindset that she was scared of these things to getting herself out there, to getting herself to conferences, to getting herself out on Instagram, and to doing it regardless of how she felt, knowing that she, in order to teach others, in order to get other people excited, in order to get people knowing who she is, she had to take that step for herself, for her family. She started her meetup, and that is in person every month in Atlanta. So I'm going to drop some of that information in the show notes. If you are in Atlanta, come and check out Christiane. Come check out her and her husband's restaurant and experience that love, that excitement that she has and that she wants to impart to you. So Christiane, before I let you go, there's so much I actually want to ask you. Let's jump into this. So I've just gone over what your story is. How do you feel about it? I'm excited. I'm proud. I'm proud to be on this journey with you. I'm proud that you are part of Seven Figure Multifamily, that you came to us through Multifamily Live, that I get to be on this journey. But how do you feel about your journey right now? About the foundation that you are leaving for yourself?
I mean, I feel so, proud, and even it's like I think every time in life that you want to change where you are and get to have better goals, or you want a different reality, it takes time. It's not that easy, but as soon as you start doing it and you can see a little bit of success here and there, you feel so good. So what I see, Billy, like I always been a kind of person that like I always had dreams. I always felt a little bit that I was a little bit more ahead of my time. And like I always see friendships and boyfriends, girl, like the different way that a lot of people from my society, from my group, used to feel. So for me, like it's always been something that I'm like, okay, I am a little different, and I want to step into being that different. I don't want to watch, for example, you, Pili, doing your podcast, or you being in your, the multifamily live and talking, being on the stage, and like, oh, I look up at you, like I wanna learn. I like what she does, but I don't want to be Pili. That's not the secret. You gotta be yourself. That's your uniqueness. That's what I learned this year. It's like like when I talk to myself, I call myself Chris. And I said, Chris, it's not about your accent. It's not about, how many rentals you have. It's how unique you are. That's what's gonna get people to really like you. It's your authenticity. So that's what yeah. And that's for me, that's what I've learned the most this year. Tap into yourself, your authenticity.
I love that. Christiane, thank you so very much for being with us today. Thank you for showing up as your best self, your best authentic self, and to my audience, learn from that. Don't show up as me, don't show up as Christiane, don't show up as anyone else but yourself. Be authentic.
Yes.
So, again, thank you so very much, Christiane, and thank you to you, all my listeners. I shower you with so much aloha, so much love, and so much peace in your day. Have a good one and come back tomorrow for another podcast. And if you loved what you heard, please rate, review, and subscribe. It would mean the world to us. Aloha.